If we sign Isak, who is the bigger wow signing? Isak or Wirtz? I'm very intrigued to see which way you guys vote on this one, because both incredible bits of business, both British transfer records if the Isak one comes to fruition. Paul said Florian is struggling. If you get Isak in at a bigger price, it may take the pressure off him so he can settle in easier. I wouldn't maybe go as far as to say struggling, Paul. I think that might be a little bit too strong. He hasn't hit the ground running as much as he would have wanted. But his underlying numbers in the ground that he's covered, and, you know, Sky did a good piece on this, that the things you may not have noticed or that may have gone unseen with Florian Wirtz at Liverpool. The most high-intensity sprints, a lot of ground covered, I think approaching 13 kilometres or something like that. So, yeah, we haven't seen as much of the brilliance as we maybe hope for. But he is still getting used to the pace of the league, and in a weird way, I actually think this Arsenal game may suit him, because two of the teams we've played so far have sat deep with a low block and played against us on the counter-attack. So there hasn't really been as much space for him to operate in. I'm not saying they're two anti-football teams, but they're very much two teams that look to sit deep, soak it up, go in behind and exploit the space. So maybe with Arsenal, he might have a little bit more space in and around. So, yeah, I still think he'll come good. I don't have any doubts about Wirtz. PI fear in the air? Or the Premier League fear in the air. Sorry, mate. Yeah, look, if I tried to say to myself, if I wasn't a Liverpool fan and I was, I don't know, any other club's fan at this point, and I seen what Liverpool are doing, it would shit me up. It would freak me out. I'd be scared stiff of what Liverpool are doing. I would. So we should have a bit of a swagger about us, but we got to earn the right to win the league or win the Champions League again. But when you're getting messages from fans of other clubs that you're mates with going, seriously, Isak as well, like, they are worried. And they should be, because this is a serious bit of business for Liverpool this window. Padge said, Salah and De Bruyne bombed out of Chelsea at 24 and 23, became Premier League legends. Versus 22, played 2 games and some fans are panicking. Chill. I agree, mate. Some players take a bit longer to settle into the league. You know, it's there's no real guarantees in these things. But what we can guarantee, Pads, and I think you'll agree with me on, is you can see the class. You can see all the attributes and why we bought him. And I've no doubts he's going to come good. He's too good not to. 62% of almost 5,000 votes said that you think Isak would be the bigger wow signing. I did say I'd wait till after the poll. Do I agree? Do you know what? I don't. For me, it was Wirtz. And I don't know if that's because that one always felt more unlikely that he'd end up at Real Madrid or somewhere. And maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on that. But for me, that was the signal for me that we were going to be serious. So I'm probably going to say I think Wirtz is the bigger wow signing. But maybe because I felt it was more unlikely than Isak. Chris Ferraro said, I think an underrated part of bringing in Isak is that he should take pressure off our new signings like Wirtz. Same with Gay and Leone. 10 out of 10 window. I agree. Ekitike doesn't look like he needs any pressure taken off him because he's certainly hit the ground running. But yeah, Isak just puts more fear as well in the opposition. Like, we talked about squad depth a lot, and you know, we've argued about whether we had enough, and we probably didn't, looking at the benches in the first couple of games. Although yes, there were some injuries in there. Frimpong, Maka missing from the last game. That would be another great option. And again, we'd go through the 6 attacking options at that point. Chiesa, Salah, Ekitike, Isak, Gakpo, Rio. That's enough. 6 is enough.